that's true. Naked Palpatine.
Oh, you pick that one. Fresh out of the clone tank, nude Palpatine is my
Well, that's the first thing I think of when you say Dark Empire Palpatine.
Hello everybody, I need a weapon, and welcome back to the Halo Expanded Universe. Today I have for you a short story novel? No, none of those things, you silly individual. I have for you Halo Nightfall, starring Luke Cage. Or if you're a more recent TV watcher, Evil. Anyway, this is about an Oni officer named Locke, who will become a big portion of Halo 5, which we have not gotten to yet. We haven't even gotten to Halo 4 yet. Non-spoiler wise. Overall, it's worse than Forward Unto Dawn. I think Forward Unto Dawn is pretty solid. It's okay. I think the acting is pretty good. I think some of the special effects are not so good. I don't know. I was just personally doled out by a lot of it. But basically, this elite zealot, he seems to be wearing the same sort of outfit as the elites from Halo 4, so I'm going to assume one of Joe Mandama's sort of gang. And he found this orb thing from the original Halo game that Master Chief blew up. That a piece of it made it all the way to this section of the galaxy where there's this planet that's filled with 94% humans, and the rest are, like aliens and stuff. But the elite shows up, he's got this stuff. And before Locke kills him in the beginning of the movie, he releases this thing, and it's not a bomb, but it is a biological weapon. Many humans start getting these venom black veins popping up through them, and they all die, basically. And we never really see a cure. Before I even get into the main thing, they also introduce a new alien species. For the first time ever, a new alien species, which is I don't remember their name, but the one that we are introduced to the most is named Axel. And he looks very Star Trek. He looks like a human. And it seems to me mainly because they wanted to save on the budget. So we have a now human-esque alien. Which for Halo is just weird because they've always been distinctly inhuman looking. But yeah, it's not a big deal. And as far as the lore goes, they weren't actually helping in the war against the Covenant, because they're supposed to have always been around. But all they did is smuggle weapons, for the Covenant and stuff. They were scavengers. They did both sides. They didn't really care. We just never heard about them, because they didn't really matter, I guess. Okay. But basically, a crew gets together. They want to go to the broken ring. It's just a portion of the ring, a little small portion of it. They can still walk on. Because this elite found this weapon, or this substance, on the planet, or not on the ring. So they need to find a cure on there to cure all the people, and that's basically the whole thing. Meanwhile, while they go to that planet, or where they go to that ring, there are some hunters left behind. But this is a movie with a low budget, so they can't, exactly form into the big hulking beasts we fight in the video games, so it just kind of becomes a tentacle swarm of death. And then it kind of becomes this thriller, action, horror sort of experience. Frankly enough, Ridley Scott produced this film, so that's interesting. But it gets to the point where their ship gets broken, and they have to find another way off. However, the thing they find can only support 2 people. So that means the rest of the crew is going to have to die. So who's going to live? Well, we know Locke's going to live because he's in Halo 5, but which of the other of like the 7 people are going to make it out with Locke? That is the big conundrum. We also have a former Spartan who's no longer Spartan. They're on this planet called Cedrus, and this very much shows more of the animosity. We've been seeing this a whole ton since Halo 3 has ended. We've been consistently seeing Oni and the UNSC, because for all of the Bungie era, the UNSC were the heroes. They were here to save us from the death of the Covenant, from the evil of their incursions. But now that we are in a relative peacetime, we're removing those layers. We're beginning to see that Oni and the UNSC as a whole are not exactly sunshine and roses. There is darkness within this military. Of course, we still continuously get introduced into individuals who are kind, who are courageous, who are good. They just work for a corrupt whole. Because Locke is a good guy. And we see that in the film. But Oni is not necessarily. And we see Cedrus, the planet people, because again, these are people who aren't a part of the UNSC, technically. So you have all this animosity. And we're continuing to see that. So there's this former Spartan that's in charge of all of them, and he just wants to be left alone, but he seems to have a daughter adopted, I'm not sure, doesn't really get into it, but somebody that he cares about that is infected, so this is very important to get it done. But like I said, overall, it's a decent thing. It is not incredible, and the action isn't super great, but it was okay. The pace was off. It wasn't too slow to the point where I'm like, this is taking too long, end it. But it also was paced in a way where I had to check my watch and be like, how much longer we got on this thing? And that's a problem. You never want that when you're in a story, to be like, how much time do I have left? But overall, like I said, it was fine. It was a decent story, live action wise, set in Halo universe. And, if I'm comparing it to the Halo TV show, which had bajillions of dollars, this is a huge step up. That being said, compared to Forward Unto Dawn, it's just okay. But if we're comparing it to the TV show, then this is beautiful, perfect, amazing, superior in every way, shape, and form. But that's pretty much it, guys. Nothing too long here, just the film itself. But up next, we have a short story from Halo Fractures and a novel by Kelly Gay. Until next time, guys, I'll finish the fight. Till then.